All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on our first um, Strategic Education Partner Series moment of the year. We're fortunate enough to be joined by Adam Hutlet of Hutlet Films. He is actually going to be working with the brokerage a little bit later this year, putting together some promotional videos for us. So I thought it would be a wonderful opportunity to get everyone in the brokerage and out there to learn a little bit more about why video and video marketing is so important for you and your business. So Adam, I'm going to pass it on over to you and teach us the ways, my friend. Teach us the ways.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Alex. And yes, I'm looking forward to working with you guys over at Maxwell, Devonshire. I am still working on the scripts, but yes, once that's all ready to go, we'll get filming, and that's always the most exciting part. So let me share this. Before I do that, we will share sound, and we'll get started. So why video? Well, I've loved video since as long as I can remember. This is kind of my desk setup, but I've been making videos at this desk for a long time. I studied at NATE and learned a little bit more about the storytelling aspect of video, but I've probably put in countless hours editing, refining my skills, and I've loved every minute of it. So 2020, I was fortunate enough to work on a variety of projects, even given, all the circumstances. Everything from working with some Olympic athletes to some home builders here in Edmonton to Travel Alberta. So a wide variety of clients, but that's part of what I enjoy about this job is getting to experience and learn about all these different fields, all these different industries, and just helping them with their marketing and getting their message out there. So here's a video I produced for Banff Sign Company, and this is just an excerpt from the promotional video we did for them, kind of like a social media edit, but really just focusing on the craft that they do at Banff Sign Company.
When I'm working on the signs, I try to do as much by hand as I can. There's that intimacy between me and the material. When this material comes to us, I just really want to respect it. In most cases, it's hundreds of years old already by the time it gets to us. It actually adds a lot of character to the wood, and a lot of that character I try to bring to the surface and actually accentuate it. Making signs is therapy for me.
So that was a really fun project. They gave me a lot of creative license, and obviously what they do is also very creative. So I think it was just a great project where we both could kind of flex our creative muscles. So why video? This is a question I get a lot, and there's a few reasons why I think video is so important right now. First of all, for any small business owner or anybody in general, you only have so many hours in a day, and you can only be at one place at a time. So having a video on your website or out in the world allows you to really kind of be two places at once. Somebody could be on their computer at 3 a.m, and if they want to learn more about you and your company, well, having a video is probably the closest they're going to get to actually having an interaction with you and learning in a kind of a real organic way. So that's kind of the first piece. I also believe it allows you to convey messages faster and easier. So compared to reading a whole article or going through a presentation stack, a video, especially once it's edited down, gets messages across in the fastest way possible to somebody. But at the same time, it still allows you to build emotional connections. So seeing that person, seeing their reactions, there's actually kind of a correlation between when you see somebody on a screen, you start to build trust with them, and that's why people actually feel they almost know movie stars, even though all they've ever done is seen them at the theaters or at home. But by actually seeing the person, you feel like you kind of know them. And the other way that we build those emotional connections is through stories. So we've been telling stories since the beginning of time. This is how we've always passed information down from generation to generation, and it's the way that humans kind of communicate. So stories really come down to the why of why are people doing what they're doing. So this is Tanya. She works with a soap company. This is actually her daughter on the right there. And when her kids were really young, they had really dry skin. She tried every product on the market and could not find a solution. So she took it upon herself to basically come up with the solution. And so she started making organic, natural soaps and skin products in order to solve that problem. So that was her why, was her kids. And now it's kind of come full circle. They work at the company, or at least the daughter does, and they're helping other people with their problems. So yeah, it always comes down to the why. So today I want to talk about three main things, services that I offer and why I think those types of videos are important, the benefits of video, and then talk a little bit just about investment into video. So the services that I offer are promotional videos, social media content, and testimonials. So and really anybody can tackle these things. A promotional video, I sometimes call it a video business card. That's going to be basically a overview of someone's business, who you are, what you do, again, why you do it, and usually it's a cut between interviews of the owners and the staff, and then shots of the team in action, so that when somebody watches that video, they start to get a sense of who you are, what it's going to be like working with you, that sort of thing. And then of course, you know, in today's world, you have to be on social media. So usually it's pulling clips from that promotional video and creating content specifically for social media. And then testimonials is another great way to get your message out. I always say, why brag about yourself when you can have someone else do it for you? So getting those stories of your happy customers, your happy clients, putting those out into the world is always important. Since COVID, I've also, you know, seen more of a demand for product videos. People can't be in stores, can't be out in the world. So seeing how a product functions online is really important, and e-commerce companies right now are doing really well, or at least some of them. Public service announcement videos. So, I mean, you've seen the government of Canada putting out lots of COVID messaging, but also, you know, there's local businesses that need to explain what they're doing about their COVID protocols, need to explain, you know, how curbside pickup works. So kind of those types of videos are important. I've done a few open house videos for different schools just because they can't be meeting in person. And then also online conferences, everything again has moved virtual. So instead of just, you know, recording a Zoom seminar, by producing content for online conferences, that's also been a demand. So my process, and I would encourage everybody to kind of follow this, is working from concept to completion. So a lot of people just think, you know, videography is you show up with a camera, you shoot, and by the end of the day, you have a finished product. Well, there's a lot more to it than that. And each step is really important. I often describe it as the iceberg, as the filming is just the tip of the iceberg that, you know, everybody sees, but there's a lot more behind the scenes that goes into it. And if you do all the steps accorded properly, then it actually ends up with a better result. So usually the pre-production, writing a script, coming up with a shot list, coming up with maybe with a storyboard, those pieces are going to set the foundation so that when it comes to film, you know what you're looking to capture, you know what the messages you want to get across are. So that's going to allow you to shoot more efficiently, and it's going to allow you to end that day knowing, okay, we got everything we need, and there's going to be no surprises. And then once you've filmed that content, once you end up in editing, again, it's just going to allow you to be able to cut that video faster because you're going to go, this is the first, shot we need. This is the message we want to start off with. This is the message we want to end with. So it just kind of creates more of a seamless process, again, right from start to finish. So why should somebody consider doing video? A few different things. So these two gentlemen, when COVID hit, they were supposed to present at conferences. They decided to produce a video and submit it to the conference. And by doing that, they actually gained a ton of credibility within the conference, and they were actually asked to, one of them was actually asked to become a board member of the conference. They were asked to do some extra work for them. So they kind of said, when we see that you do one thing right, we trust you to take on others. So that's kind of just an aspect of adding credibility. And the other thing is, you want to land larger projects. So again, I did a video for High Signs, a sign company here in Edmonton, and what they do is they put it into all of their proposals. So the whole idea is basically they're leveraging their past projects that we showcase throughout the video in order to get the next one and to get bigger fish. So I mean, ideally the video should pay for itself. And then just if you look at the stats, I think they kind of speak for themselves. So 50% of users look for videos of a product or service before buying. 84% are convinced to buy by watching a brand's video. Your website is 53 times more likely to appear on the first page of Google if you've got a video on it. And that's because users spend 88% more time on websites with video. And even since COVID, 91% of marketers feel that the pandemic has made video even more important. So yeah, the stats kind of speak for themselves. And this is more just maybe a tangible example of, I worked with this client, we put a video together for them. And when on most of their Instagram posts, they're kind of averaging between 1 and 5 comments, and we got 24 comments. So really increasing that engagement, and just driving, eyeballs and actually getting people to have a deeper connection with the company. So again, just adding credibility, landing larger projects, and then increased engagement. So what does investment into video look like? Well, it could be anything from, it depends, because you could have anything from a quick iPhone video to a Super Bowl commercial. So it really depends. I often say it's the elephant in the room. People don't know where to begin. So these are kind of starting points of the packages that I offer. A highlight social media video is going to be around $750. Your cinematic promotional film is going to be $2,500, and then we've kind of got a base promotional video starting at $1,250. So those are just starting points. I'm going to custom quote every project, but that kind of gives you an idea of what you're looking at. Which when you compare to larger firms in the city, you're usually looking at between $5,000 to $10,000 as a starting point. You also have to consider that this video is going to be around and hopefully relevant for many years. Even in the dialogue that I kind of script into my videos, or the questions that I ask, I'm trying to avoid things that are going to date the video. So rather than saying, hey, we've been around for 5 years, well, in a year it's going to be 6. So it will say, we started in 2015 or 2016. That way the video can still have that shelf life. And then the other thing you have to consider is that this video can be used in many ways. And even just pieces of the video you can repurpose or add into different content. You could use this across email advertising, across social media, on your website. When you're presenting maybe at a client's office, you could put it in a presentation, and you could put it in proposals. So you can't just think of this as like a one-off video. We post it and it's done. You have to think of how can we use this video across multiple platforms. And then of course, also trying to optimize it into multiple formats. So taking that video, and if you're putting it on a TV or a computer, making it widescreen. Now, as we move more to the mobile interface, how can you expand that video and change the aspect ratio to fill more of the screen? And really, when somebody's on Instagram, filling up as much as the screen as possible so that they're going to want to engage with it. So yeah, again, we covered my services, talked about the benefits of video, and then talked about kind of what investment to video looks like. If you want to learn more, let's connect. You can find me at adamhutlet.com, on YouTube at Adam Hutlet Films, or follow me on Instagram, Adam_Hutlet. Yes, thank you. And do we have any questions, Alex?
Let me unmute myself here. So let's just stop you from being able to share, and then
Oh, yeah.
let's look at. All right. So, no, that was fantastic. Let me just look out here and see if we have any questions from our viewers. No. So I do have one question. It's how does this, so you're saying the process starts in 3 steps, kind of with the consultation, talking about the iceberg, all of that. Right now, how far out in advance are you looking at booking? And if someone is what's the best way to approach you and expectations on timeline?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say, you can expect a project to take at least a month from start to finish. With COVID, it's been more difficult with projects just because timelines have gotten pushed kind of outside of our control, and then some projects, just because of their I guess timeline, have taken precedent. So some of those open house videos that I've done for schools, those have like a hard date. So those have kind of jumped to the top of the pile. But I would say expect about a month for a video, typically, and then kind of right now, maybe the sooner you can reach out and get the ball rolling is going to be better, because that timeline is extended a bit just with COVID.
Okay. Another question is, because this is primarily focused towards realtors, how would you recommend a realtor using video for their marketing or their business?
It's a great question. I think people want to see kind of the behind the scenes. They want to get comfortable with a realtor. So as much as showcasing your properties and doing that sort of video, those walkthrough videos, is going to be important. It's really getting people to understand who you are, make them feel comfortable that they can approach you, and I think it always again comes kind of back to the story aspect of it, of do they trust you? Why did you get into this? Why do you enjoy what you do? And then maybe also getting some of those clients to vote for you and share their testimonials. That would probably be my advice.
Okay. And then one question would be, what's the best way to reach out to you? You show up 3 different ways, but what's the best one?
Yeah, probably email is the best, or just give me a call and I'd be happy to chat. You can reach me at Adam at adamhutlet.com is my email, and then 780-999-5744 is my cell. That's the best.
I'm going to ask that once we do this, that you include that info on a comment on either the Facebook or YouTube one, just so that more people have a better way of getting you. Last one is, so in there you kind of said Instagram stories or like that. Would you recommend doing kind of like an actual storyline with your video production for your Instagram's content or social media content?
Like, are you asking, like, would you produce content for those pieces?
Oh yeah,
Or?
'cause you have the social media content in there was your starter package for like a 15-second to 30-second. But what if you created a long, like a realtor was wanting to kind of show the life behind the scenes? The 15 seconds isn't enough, or 30 seconds isn't enough, but they wanted continual content. Would you be able to work out a longer storyline with them, but break it into 15 or 30-second segments that could be posted continuously to create that full 3-minute to 5-minute story?
Uh, that's a good question. For stories, I think they're really good at kind of doing more of the behind the scenes. I'm not sure if I would necessarily post, a full 3-minute video just on your story. I think putting like a little piece of it in there to get people to click through and watch it, on your
So telling
Instagram
the
or.
story not as the story on Instagram, but like telling a story of the realtor. So they want to tell a story of the behind the scenes, or what a day in the life of them looks like, but they want it broken down in 30-second segments so they can post it as multiple pieces instead of
Oh,
one
okay.
giant piece.
Yeah, yeah. Again, I think creating those shorter edits from maybe longer content is probably going to be the best bet as far as pulling those excerpts. But it kind of and then also having content for not just one post, but having maybe multiple posts in a day, or even having a month's worth of content by kind of pulling out those pieces. I'm not sure if that answers your
Yeah,
question.
yeah. I think, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You're saying yes, you can do it, and yes, that's the best way of doing it. Is a bunch of 30-second
yeah,
actually designed for
exactly.
30-second instead of trying to cut down a 3-minute into 30 seconds each time.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we're on the same page. Both names start with A. Great names.
Four
Opposite
letters.
to the hair spectrum. Yours is fantastic.
Yeah,
Mine was forced upon me.
yours is fantastic.
I think that's it. We don't have any questions left. Everything has been answered. So I'm just going to give you this opportunity to share your screen one more time, just to throw up that last one with your content page. So that's what we're going to leave on, just so everyone has watching till the end here knows the best way of reaching you, and then get you to throw in that contact information on the comments once it goes live.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Well, thanks,
Okay.
Alex.
Thanks so much,
It's
Adam.
been
It was
great.
a pleasure seeing you again. Looking forward to working with you right away here. And I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday.
You too.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
See you, everyone.
Bye.